I did a video about what narcissistic people love, and it's money, sex, and favors, right? And so with that being said, they do good deeds. The good deeds are normally done when they want something, when they've done something wrong, or when they think they're going to do something wrong. So when they do a good deed, when they start telling you great things, how they admire you, how they like you, doing favors, it's always because they want something back. Yeah. In 2012, I was a stem cell donator, and they kept a woman alive for 2 years, long enough to see her kids graduate. She had a form of cancer. I had signed up for to be a stem cell donator in 1994. I wasn't accepted until 18 years later, where my ex-wife had called me and said, "Hey, Leon, a stem cell company is looking for you. Did you sign up to be a donor?" I was like, no. When I signed up, I was like 25. But when that was in 1994, 1995, when I was a recruiter. I went to the hospital in Cleveland, Ohio in 1994 as a recruiter, but I wasn't there to recruit. I was there to flirt with the nurses. And so a lady asked me, did I want to become a stem cell donator, right? And I was like, narcissistic people are always trying to impress people. And I was like, sure, yeah, I'll do it. If you give me your cell phone number or a telephone number. I don't remember if she gave me the number now, but I signed up. And the company, the stem cell donator company, held me accountable because I gave them all my information. When I gave them all my information, they kept it in a database. So moving forward to 2011, I was notified. In 2012, January, I donated stem cells. They flew me and my girlfriend at the time to DC, Maryland area. I was there for 6 days. I had 2 shots per day, 12 shots, and they removed 700 million stem cells from my body. So I was like, good deed. Now back to my old ways. It's a really sick way of thinking. I did the stem cell donate and I felt good about it. I felt proud of it, but that was a grandiose mindset. And so I had to be held accountable for doing that. And I kind of brushed it to the side. I was proud of it. I'm glad I was able to keep the lady alive for 2 years, I believe. And so that was something like a notch for me, something that was like stroking my ego, sadly. Narcissistic people do good deeds, but it's because they want some attention, is what I'm telling you. They do good deeds, they say good things when they want something, when they need something. They do good deeds and they say good things or powerful things when they've done something wrong, or they know that they feel guilty about something. I hardly ever felt guilty. And so in feeling guilty, I would feel it. So narcissistic people do feel things, but I had to suppress it and hold it down when I felt guilty because I didn't want to feel that pain, that feeling of feeling guilty. And so again, narcissistic people do good deeds. Like if I do a good deed, it'll wash away my sins, it'll wash away what the negative things that I've said, the things that I've done. In my mind, I did a good deed, or I'm going to do a good deed, and whatever I did bad, whatever I did negative, if I cheated, if I lied, it washed it away. And this is why you say, well, how come he doesn't act like it didn't bother him and he doesn't care? It doesn't bother them. They don't care because they did a good deed. And whatever they did, like called you a name, put you down, yelled at you, screamed at you, when they do a good deed, it wipes that away. It's like a clean slate, like it never happened. And so I always had a false sense of reality, knowing darn well the bad things that I've done, the bad things that I've said were still there because that person was still hurt. And so I had a false sense of reality. And so those of you out there that say that, it's true. But for those of you out there that stay with the Leon, you too have a false sense of reality, thinking that my reality is real, and it's not. And you start to believe my reality, which becomes your reality. And so you start to believe in me, and you stop believing yourself. And so the false sense of reality is real. Doing good deeds to wash away bad sins is real. And that's the mindset of a narcissist. And that's why you can't understand why a Leon can move forward like nothing happened. It's no big deal. It doesn't bother me. and you in the corner crying, or you're upset, or you're stressed out, your blood pressure is up. So narcissistic people do good deeds to cover up their bad sins. And it doesn't work. We think that it works. It doesn't work. And this is why narcissistic people remove themselves from God, from the Bible, because we don't want to face guilt. We don't want to face fear of being caught. We don't want to face fear of being called out. And so that false sense of reality was real in my mind, because I didn't have to face my actions. I didn't have to face or feel my guilt. My guilt, my fears were extremely powerful. So I had to be extremely powerful in believing in my false sense of reality. I had to be extremely powerful in making you believe in my false sense of reality. And that's how it works. I know it's confusing, it's draining as hell, yes. It's crazy, it's all of that. But we do good deeds to make you think that we're good people. And narcissistic people will always constantly think of a good idea, a good thing, a better place, a better situation, so that we can stop you from talking about the things that we've done in the past. And so, especially with empaths, when I start to show reciprocity, you go, oh, wow, this feels good. Leon hasn't done this in a long time. I can't believe he's doing this. It's like really cool, you know? And so empaths take that on. Good people, good natured people do too, but empaths, because empaths are consumed by making everybody else feel better, look better, think better, and be better. And so when I do one good deed for an empath, it's like she's totally consumed by a good feeling that finally Leon is not such a bad guy, but I was, all right? And so you'll think that, you'll believe that, and then what happens, you start over with your good deeds. All I gotta do is one good deed after I've been screwing up for weeks, months, and years. Then I do one good deed and it resets your mind as an empath. It resets your mind as a good natured person. It resets your mind as a wholesome person. And so you start over. And so do I. But I'll do one good deed every now and then. But when I did the stem cell donation, that was really heartfelt, and it was painful. It was hurtful, but I felt good about it. And so in my mind, I'm like, I saved somebody's life. Now I can start screwing up again. Narcissistic people have a very childish mindset, and you can't do anything about it until they choose to do something about it, until they choose to realize that this is not good, this is not healthy, Leon. And so that's when I started therapy, when I started sitting down and realizing that what I was doing is very unhealthy, it's very uncommon, it's very rude, dysfunctional, and it's very hurtful. So be careful with the good deeds that narcissistic people do, because they'll bring them to you, they'll present them, and you'll go, wow, this is pretty cool. This is nice, Leon, thank you. And in my mind, I'm like, bet, I'm good now. I can also reset because she just reset. So keep that in mind. All right, y'all have a great day.